Hi, it's Angie Knoll from Reconciled Solutions. I'm coming to you this afternoon on Tuesday, the 7th of April, to give you some additional guidance that I've found out about the Paycheck Protection Program application. If you are a small business owner and trying to apply for the PPP loans, or if you know a small business owner that is interested in applying, please forward on my video. Very grateful to our government for acting quickly in light of the COVID-19 pandemic. And very grateful that they are interested in helping small business owners who've had to shutter their business, protect their businesses at this time. However, they threw the laws together very quickly. They threw the protection package together very quickly. And as a result, us accountant types are really struggling to figure out what is acceptable and what is not acceptable when calculating your average monthly payroll. So they have been changing the rules with frequency, and the last change was around 9 p.m. Central Time last night. That's on Monday, 4/6. So what I found useful is that Gusto Payroll, whom I love, I'm a big fan of Gusto Payroll, has put up a support page, and I'm going to share the page with you, and we'll make sure that the we will make sure that this link is included in my post. It's support.gusto.com, and it's got the Paycheck Protection Program report behind it. What Gusto is doing is updating this page every day because of the frequency with which the U.S. Treasury Department is making changes to how this is being executed. What they've decided to do is that every day by 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, they will be releasing any changes and updates on the way this Paycheck Protection Program is going. So I found that to be really useful. As I said, last night on 4/6, they changed the program again, and the big changes that were a result last night is that they have removed employer paid federal employment tax from the payroll cost calculation. Again, they have removed employer paid federal employment tax payroll costs from the calculation. Additionally, they have removed the owner's draw or the partner's draw as compensation from the gross payroll cost, unless you are a sole proprietorship, okay? What they're suggesting on this webpage is that if you have already submitted your application, what should you do? What if I already gave my lender my PPP report? So they're saying to check in with the lender. So that's a great suggestion if you can get a hold of somebody. A lot of this has been done online, and applying has been a matter of clicking a few buttons. There has not been a lot of requirements. So if you are with a bank and you have been able to submit your application, do try to reach out to them. But I don't want you to sweat it. If you've already submitted the application and the average payroll cost number, because it will work itself out. These details will work themselves out. This is a relief package, and I'm confident that small business owners across the United States are going to be able to get some funding with the opportunity for loan forgiveness. A couple of other things that have come to my attention from the phone calls and busyness in my inbox is that some of our clients or small business owners are not already associated with a bank who is doing SBA lending, who is doing the PPP loan applications. So if you're looking for a resource to fill out your PPP application, I have two companies that I'd like to suggest. One is called Kabbage, that's Kabbage, and the other one is called Fundera, Fundera. And if you Google these, you will find their websites, and right on the front page of both websites, I just checked, is the opportunity to go through the Paycheck Protection Program application. So they are allowing business owners to still submit. We have heard that some banks are full, and some banks are still figuring out how to put their applications up given the consistent changes in how we are to calculate these numbers. So the banks are reacting as quickly as they possibly can, but there is ambiguity in the way the PPP was written, and so it's just hard for them to react fast enough. A couple of other things I wanted to point out is about getting the debt forgiven. So how do you get the loan forgiven? It's a critical question, and there will be a loan forgiveness provision. I've seen some samples of it. It's not terribly complex. And as long as you are reporting against the costs that they consider to be forgivable, and you can provide documentation as such, that portion of your loan should be forgiven. I wanted to point out another thing. This is kind of getting into some smaller pieces of it, but business debt forgiveness, people are asking if we're going to have to pay taxes on the portion of the debt that is forgiven. Okay, so the question is, do I have to pay taxes on the portion of the debt that is forgiven? And the answer is absolutely not. The new law specifically states that forgiven PPP loans will not be considered forgiveness of debt. Okay, so we don't have to pay taxes against forgiveness of debt. All right, and the last thing I wanted to provide is just a little bit of information with regards to Friday, April 10th, which is also Good Friday, which is coming up in just a few more days. This is the day that sole proprietors and independent contractors can go out and apply for the Paycheck Protection Program. Okay, so keep that in mind, that you can go out on Friday the 10th if you are a sole proprietor or a contractor, that you can apply at that time. Okay, and for those folks, then owners and partners draws as a piece of compensation are included in loan forgiveness applications. So those are considered your wages. Okay, so if you are on a Schedule C filing, this is probably for you. Okay, if you're filing as an individual with a Schedule C for your business endeavors, this is when you're going to want to be applying. Okay, if there's any questions, feel free to give us a call. We hopefully can answer things, but the best option as I see it at this time is to go to support.gusto.com. And as I said, every day they're posting at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time any changes that has happened in the last 24 hours, and you can read about them there. Thank you. Be safe. Stay home.